Good morning. This week we're going to be headed back to our Eureka workbooks, where we're going to pick up the study of geometry, specifically quadrilaterals. We'll be looking at all different types of quadrilaterals and really taking a look at all their attributes. I want to start with this diagram. You're going to see this diagram at the end of every lesson. This is actually the last lesson, lesson 18, but I want to explain how it works. So if we take a look right here, we see a square in the center. That's telling us that a square has all the other attributes of all these other types of quadrilaterals. The first outline is a quadrilateral. So remember, a quadrilateral is any four-sided shape that has straight lines, straight sides, and it's a closed shape, meaning that the lines meet at different points. Then we go to trapezoids. Trapezoids are the next kind of generic trapezoid, meaning that all these other quadrilaterals also are special types of trapezoids. In other words, they share all the characteristics that a trapezoid has. Then we go down to parallelogram, and you can see that a rectangle is a parallelogram, a rhombus is a parallelogram, and a square is a parallelogram. Each one of these is nested inside the other. A rectangle is a special parallelogram. A rhombus is a special rectangle. And actually, a rhombus is not a rectangle. I'm going to take that back. That's why it's outside here. And a square is a special rhombus. It's a special rectangle. It's a special parallelogram. It's a special trapezoid. And overall, it's a quadrilateral. So we'll keep seeing this as we move on through this lesson. Okay, so you're going to turn to problem set in lesson 16. This is module 5. I'll give you a minute, and I apologize for not knowing what page that is in your workbook. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to be drawing shapes here, and you can draw along with me. You can draw the same shape I draw, or you can draw a different shape, as long as it fits the description. So number 1, it says draw a pair of parallel lines in each box. Then use the parallel lines to draw a trapezoid with the following. So we need a trapezoid that has no right angles. And it's important for us to remember that a trapezoid is a shape that has at least, I can't write with this pen, at least one pair of parallel sides. Pair of parallel, symbol for parallel sides. It can have more than one pair, but it needs at least one pair. So that's why this is telling us to start with a pair of parallel sides. Let's see if I can draw a line. I don't think I can. Okay, so I'm going to start with, these are going to be my parallel sides. They're not very parallel. I apologize for that. And here is another pair of sides, but notice there's no right angles here. So this is kind of like a traditional, the trapezoid table that we have in the classroom. That's what I call a traditional trapezoid. Now this says, draw a trapezoid with only one obtuse angle. We can't draw this because this has two obtuse angles. So let me see, I need a pair of parallel sides. There's a pair of parallel sides. And now I need to make one obtuse angle. So here's my obtuse angle. Let me stretch this line out a little bit. Right here is my obtuse angle. But I can't have a second obtuse angle. So I can make two acute angles. Or I can make a right angle. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to take my eraser. I'm going to So this is a trapezoid. Oh, no, this actually doesn't work. I stand corrected. It doesn't work because look, there's another obtuse angle. So let me go back and fix that. I'm going to stretch this back out here. And I'm going to make this. Erase that blue line. Okay, so now I think I have it. I have one pair of parallel sides. There they are, this side's parallel to this side. I have one obtuse angle. This is a right angle, and an acute angle. So that fits this description. Number 2 says I need a trapezoid with one pair of parallel sides, so I'll draw those again, and 2 obtuse angles. Guess what I'm going to draw? I'm going to draw that same shape that I drew up here. I have an obtuse angle here, an obtuse angle here, and this is parallel because this side is parallel to this side. So there's a trapezoid. One pair of parallel sides, and this particular one has 2 obtuse angles. My last trapezoid needs to have a pair of parallel lines. So let me draw it this way this time. Parallel sides, at least one right angle. So I'm going to start with here. There's my side. I have a right angle here. I'm going to have 2 right angles. And what if I draw, says at least one right angle. I can have more than one right angle. Kind of looks like I drew a rectangle. But if we go back to this slide up here, remember a trapezoid can be a rectangle because a trapezoid is a side with at least one pair of parallel sides. Nobody said there can't be 2 pair of parallel sides. So make sure you have 4 shapes. They can be repeated, but that they meet these requirements. Okay, when you're done with this lesson, there's going to be an exit ticket for you to submit using Google Form.